can call your shot, and sometimes you can fail spectacularly.
Yes.
Speaking of spectacular failures, we'll talk about some of the new liveries of some of these new cars. Some of them were really great. Some were divisive.
Some were McLaren.
Some were dreadful.
Some were good. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and the McLaren is definitely the ugly.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the good ones first. Let's talk about the first new livery we saw, which was Sauber's 25th anniversary livery, blue and gold. It kind of looked like a cigarette box, only without the cigarettes.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Olivier Panis, Galosi's on the side, please. Or the Prost days of the late 90s. That was a nice livery, man. That was,
and it's not the only Prost-inspired livery we'll talk about. But yes, it looked very nice. It especially with Marcus Ericsson sitting with his blue and yellow helmet in the blue and gold car. That was a good contrast.
Yeah. One of the more underrated helmet designs in F1, Marcus Ericsson's there. Very on brand for the Swedish vibe there. But yeah, absolutely. I love that Sauber livery. I love the blue and the gold. I'm a sucker for all things gold. It's one of my things, but it was gorgeous. I mean, I'll get to one overbearing theme now. Just the general lack of sponsors on almost all the cars involved was a little bit eye-opening.
Yeah.
Because, like, you had this great big pocket of white alongside this Sauber. It's like, you need a big fat title sponsor on the side of that shit right there. Well, preferably not in yellow, but still... Like, for me, overall, I thought it was a very nice-looking livery from Sauber. I thought, that is a beauty. Ooh.
Yeah. I like what they did with their front wing, where they had some of the little details on it in gold, surrounded by the black and the blue, instead of having the whole front wing be the same color.
Yes.
So that was pretty interesting.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, the shark fin in black, like, the whole thing is, it's put together really nicely, but you're right. I think that white on the sides is begging for, some sort of detail.
It's begging for more. It's begging for more than just the driver's numbers on the side pod.
Yeah,
Agreed.
exactly.
Agreed.
Have you noticed that there's like that little thing in the front, right behind the front wheel, which almost looks like a sponsor blocker from IndyCar?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And a couple of the teams have used it kind of almost the same way IndyCar teams do, where they incorporate the same sponsor onto that panel as is on the panel behind it.
Neat.
I think Mercedes did something like that. Like, that was the most extreme example of them. Mercedes, by the way, didn't change their liveries because why fits what isn't broken.
Yeah, they just added like fluorescent lines. That was pretty much
No, they added fluorescent blue stripes. It's very important, y'all.
It's not blue. It's like aqua.
Oh, stop being so pretentious.
That's
what color is the side pod?
Yep.
It's sunrise yellow.
Sorry, I should have read the Mercedes Petronas. I should have read their media guide. I should have read their media guide. Yeah, I should have read their media guide. The color name's probably in there.
Oh, dear.
I think technically it's Patronus green, but you do you.
Roll with that.
Sarah, you're a big fan of sporting teams in black and gold and yellow.
True.
This is a good segue to talk about Renault's new livery, which is black and gold and yellow.
Yeah.
It looks
okay.
pretty good.
Yeah, the driver suits look a little stupid.
Yeah, they look really bad.
Yeah.
They look terrible.
They've gone from bananas to just I don't even know how to describe it, because it's a black top, it's a solid black top of the suit, and then the pants are just the most bright and gaudish yellow.
Yeah,
they should have just stuck with the whole yellow, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I liked the peeled banana aesthetic.
The peeled banana aesthetic. Yeah, pretty much. The car looks really nice, though. I like the primary yellow with the black front wing, and I think they've done a good job with it.
Yeah, built upon last year's design really well.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm gonna be that guy here. I'm going to be that guy. I'm not.
Oh, the disagreements begin.
Oh no!
Already. More disagreements on these than we did on the Mount Nivelt segment.
Why are you guys like justifying like Renault being indecisive? They couldn't decide what color to go with, so they thought, hang on, let's slap that really nice all-black livery that everybody seemed to like when we unveiled last year's car and just stick it all over the back instead. I like the extra yellow lines on top of the shark fin, and I like the yellow that's going through the back.
Why can't they use more than one color, Dre? What's wrong with using
No!
more than one color?
No, I just praised Sauber for having a blue and gold majority. I mean, leave me alone here, okay? But, like, it's not bad. I just think the livery itself isn't... I don't quite like how they've matched the colours. If the whole thing was yellow, and the shark fin at the top, and the line coming through the side pod was black, I'd have liked it a hell of a lot more. That's just me.
So something a little bit closer to the 2010 Renault of the Kubica and Petrov years.
Yeah, I really like. To be fair, that is also one of my favourite liveries ever in F1. I love that. I love the 2010 Renault. So that's just me being extra pretentious. But like for me, I'm not a particularly big fan of that Renault. That's just me.
You know what just occurred to me though is that when the driver is sitting in the car, his suit lines up with the colors on the car.
Yeah.
Because the black from the waist up, that's where he's sitting in the car, and then the yellow from the legs down it's kind of.
I still don't approve of their suit design.
I don't either. I think it looks dumb.
No, I think it's terrible.
It's bad enough when I believe it was Jolyon Palmer who was roasting his own suit designs the day they were released.
It's annoying because I'm still the victim of a savage Jolyon Palmer roast from the Christmas period, but even I am starting to warm to Jolyon Palmer. It's annoying.
Like, I still love when they unveil the car. He had the most, like, why am I here look on my face.
It's the I'm just here so I don't get fined look.
Speaking of why am I here, let's talk about Force India's interesting design for their 10th anniversary season. Force India have two of my favorite young drivers on the grid. This car doesn't look all that great.
Yeah, they celebrate their 10th anniversary on the grid with probably a new design which features almost no elements from either of their previous 9 seasons in Formula 1.
No, it is mostly silver. It is more silver than most McLarens of recent memory.
Yes, it's like, hey, we wanted that 2008 McLaren Mercedes vibe. We'll keep a little bit of the green, a little bit of the white, also a little bit of the orange to represent India. We got that on the side. We got as Zara Daniela put it, the green stripe through the side.
What always bothers me about Force India is that green and orange are not even India's traditional sporting colors. It's light blue.
Yeah, it's light
exactly,
blue.
like the cricket team. The cricket team is bright blue. That's always been the Indian vibe, but they're going by the flag and not their sporting colours.
I don't know. But like, to me, I'm kind of buying into the conspiracy theory that Vijay Mallya purposely wanted this design as like an FU to the Indian government.
Oh, rude.
Oh, my God.
Oh, king.
I love it.
I have to say, though, that shark fin on that car is obnoxious.
Oh my goodness! It looks a mess.
It's awful. I hate it. I'm doing now. I've got a picture of the car now. I'm putting my thumb over the shark fin and thinking, that is a really nice looking car. And then you move your thumb and it's like, oh, what is that?
The front nose is something. They've somehow managed to incorporate the design elements of the 2004 Williams FW26 Walrus nose with Caterham's 2014 eggplant emoji nose.
Eggplant emoji.
That eggplant emoji nose was so much.
Like I said, it's something out of the Ann Summers catalogue there. Just, it's not a good look there. Oh my god. It
better drive better than it looks, honestly, especially for hashtag Team Boys V2.
Team Boys V2, that's the bad guy. I'm not, let it be known. I'm not totally against the colour scheme. I think the colour scheme actually isn't that bad. Maybe a little bit too much black on the underside. But it's just not a particularly pretty looking car at all. Oh dear.
Now we get into the most divisive one of the litter, the new McLaren Honda MCL 32 and the return of a traditional McLaren racing color, bright orange, to the color scheme after so many years away in the wilderness of McLaren's Can-Am history and their earliest involvements back when McLaren
I just realized, McLaren never used that papaya orange in a Formula 1 Grand Prix.
And I only have one thing to say about this car. Kill it with fire. Kill it with fire.
Yeah,
Kill it with fire.
You know what? It'll do that to itself. Don't worry.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like I felt like
awful.
McLaren looked at the social media and was like, use orange. And I was like, okay, we'll give you orange, and you're gonna like it no matter what we do with it.
And then realised, wait, they were too chicken to go all the way with it.
Yeah.
They only made it like 40% orange, and the feuds, like half the Cyberpods, like half the shark fin is still all black with white undertones, and it looks terrible. I hate it.
So now let's play a game inspired by the OSW Review Wrestling Video Podcast. What car is the McLaren MCL 32? It's mostly black and orange. It is a 2002 Arrows Cosworth.
Yeah.
That team went bankrupt mid-season.
It
is also a 2010 Virgin Cosworth.
Oh,
that's a Virgin. That is a Virgin race. Because the thing is, it's not even really orange. Like, under a certain light, it's more red than orange, and it's just...
They're prepping for the back. Prepping for the
They
back.
are. Someone's gonna take that role from Manor. I mean, it kind of almost even looks like a Manor. It's perfect.
And it is also a G-Drive Racing prototype from 2016.
You nerd. But so Connors, when are you buying all the McLaren merch in?
Never.
I'm just buying the Fernando Alonso app.
Oh my god, seriously. Those emojis, though. No, I broke up with Manor. I broke up with Manor a year ago. We're over. We're through.
We're through.
Hey, Venus isn't retrograde, so just keep your exes out of your life.
Exactly.
Somewhere, as she's listening to this show, Elizabeth Worth is crying into her an eventual Fernando Alonso hoodie because we all pray for Alonso to be competitive again, and that's never going to happen now.
Because Fernando Alonso makes terrible decisions.
Yes, he does. It's glorious.
Speaking of allusions to prototype teams, Haas have decided to go with an Audi Sport tribute.
Yeah, they
it's
really
not
have.
it's not really a huge change. It's just that the gray is darker, and now they have a shark fin.
And they painted theirs like literally almost exactly to the finned Audis.
I'll say this. I didn't like this livery the first time I saw it. It has grown on me a lot over the last couple of weeks of testing and whatnot. Like, I like the shark fin color scheme because it's like it blends into the background quite nicely. The grey isn't like it's grown on me. Like, I actually kind of like the Haas. I really do. It's annoying me. I didn't want to like it, but it's grown on me a lot over the last time. There's me praising the Americans. God damn it.
Beautiful. I think it looks really good, actually.
I do.
like that
It's
they've
grown
done it.
on me.
It is good. I secretly also think the McLaren has grown on me because it looks better in the lighting of the sun than it does in studio shots.
Okay.
But that's just my onion.
Do I like any of the liveries? I would say if I liked one the most, it would probably be the one that changed the least, the Mercedes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do
get
also
out,
like
you...
that their shark fin actually looks like a shark fin.
Yeah.
Like a
Yes.
real shark fin.
It's like, oh, what livery did King like? Oh, the Mercedes. Get out, you boring corporate homer.
Right.
Wow, that's harsh words right there.
So, we might.
What did your team do, Dre? What did Ferrari do?
We added some black. It was great.
Yeah, have a white shark fin
Woo!
to totally give off the vibes of that one sponsor that's totally not involved with the team anymore.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Marlboro.
And that just leaves us with one last car to talk about of all the new liveries, and arguably the best one of the bunch. The Scuderia Toro Rosso STR12, which actually looks distinct from the Red Bull livery for a change, and it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It looks like
looks
a Red Bull
fantastic.
should look like.
Like, sod any and all purple. That is that's one of my favourite F1 liveries ever. I absolutely adore that Toro Rosso. It is a thing of beauty. The blue, the red, the silver.
I just realized something.
Yeah, it incorporates like all the colors of the actual Red Bull can.
Yes. It looks like not one of the sugar-free cans, but it looks like which can does it look like?
What can does Toro Rosso look like?
The Red Bull Cola.
Red Bull Cola. The cola that contained some cocaine in it, but we'll make cola.
No wonder I liked it so much when it was around. That explains a lot, actually. Oh dear. I think I'm going to die soon. But in any case, that Toro Rosso livery is gorgeous, and it's the least that Carlos Sainz deserves for putting in such a hard work.
But yeah,
last year.
There is one other team that we also forgot to mention because it felt like they didn't have a livery this year. Williams.
Oh yeah. Well, they look exactly the same, and I think that the stripe going up onto the shark fin is stupid.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Oh goodness, yeah.
It's terrible.
I'm not looking forward to cheering for this year. Let me tell you.
Oh goodness, yeah. The vibe I get with the way the Williams incorporated the martini stripe into like the shark fin is like, have you ever played like a really old PS1 or like an early PS2 game where like all the textures are warped on the car because the 3D modeling is all janked up?
Yes.
And so the textures just kind of look like stretched out and wonky. That's kind of the vibe I get.
Because for some reason Williams just can't find anything creative to do with the martini colors.
Like, it was so great when they first revealed it in 2014, and then it's like, yeah, it's really great, and now 2 years on, it's like, do something different,
please.
Just keep the same colors, but do something a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Oh dear.
I don't know.
But what about Ferrari, you guys? It looks really good this year, doesn't it? It smells like victory.